Maria Mendes, a Grammy-nominated vocalist, composer, and producer. I've created this podcast to celebrate the unity of women's voices, inspired by the unconventional stories of those shaping today's music scene. And a bit inspired by the famous Proust questionnaire, I've crafted 7 fixed, thought-provoking questions to uncover my guests' unique journeys. Come and join me every week as we dive into their challenges, triumphs, and the shared pursuit of equity and happiness. Vamos! Sisterhood of Sound. So here we are for our extra 5 questions. Are you ready, Mrs.
I'm ready.
Parlato?
I have no idea.
They are fun. All right. Which one of your favorite songs best represents the concept of a broken heart?
Ooh, of my songs? I think the song that comes to mind is Better Than.
This precious heart, broken of heart, just leave it there and let it go. 'Cause all I know is there's nothing better than.
'Cause Better
love that
Than.
song.
Oh, thank you. It's because it has both sides. I think there's the angle of being brokenhearted and thinking that there's nothing better than that person and that experience, and then as the song moves, you come to the other side of, you know, there's could be something better than that, and I don't know what it is yet, but there has to be something better than this feeling in this situation. So it kind of accepts both, it embraces both sides, and then, you know, lyrically, I wanted to leave it as there's a sky full of stars, so just be who you are, and just repeating that as a mantra of just, you know, we may feel this certain way and have this certain circumstance, but we're just one star in a whole sky, and the possibilities are literally, if you think of space, are endless, and just
Infinite.
to keep going, infinite. Yes. So yeah, I think that one.
I love that song. Thank you so much also for
thank
this
you.
in-depth, connection. It really makes it more special as well for anyone listening at home to Better Than. And if you could collaborate with anyone, dead or alive, who would be your dream collaborator?
Oh, you know, I've always wanted to sing with Bobby McFerrin. He's still here, so
Yeah.
I met him, but I've never created anything, musical with him. So that could be really beautiful. I always missed opportunities to do any workshops or anything with him, but to be in his space and to vocalize with him would be a dream.
I would love to see that happening. Okay?
I mean,
You will have plenty of people right now like, yes, please.
oh, it would be amazing.
And is there a song of yours that you feel truly deserved more recognition? Like perhaps as a radio hit, or one you dreamed might go viral?
Oh, I feel like I'm beyond that point. I've just accepted that that's not the path for me of
Not at all.
being
Not at all.
viral. But I
You
feel
could
like
think it of something that could have that you nurtured so much love.
Yeah.
That,
I feel
somehow
like,
it didn't tune in
I
that
feel
way.
like
I don't know.
when we did the Lost and Found album, and that was with when Robert Glasper was produced that album. I think it definitely got a lot of recognition, but I remember and I didn't think and still don't really think too much about Grammys, but I remember feeling like when it didn't get a nomination, and I didn't really think much of it, but people thought, what? That should have been Grammy nominated.
How daring from the Academy to not.
And then I remember, and it was kind of this build up where you're like, oh yeah, you're right, it should have been Grammy, And then it's like, well, you never know these things. But then the next album I did in Live in NYC and there was always a thought of like, was that an afterthought of somebody that was like, oh, maybe because I always felt like the Lost and Found was really like the studio one, and Live in NYC was kind of a live version of what we've been doing for a long time. So I love that was acknowledged, but I always kind of thought that it was maybe an afterthought, maybe backwards, that like to me Lost and Found, that would have been nice to get that nod, but then again it's doesn't matter.
I'm losing my way, or have I found this precious life, this amazing journey? We are always lost and
You justify it also in a way of, of putting so much, of course you put love and who you are fully on the commitment you accept on that moment, but certain things you feel, that either had more involvement and therefore they could have grown in a certain way, and sometimes the outside world doesn't tune in on that same frequency. So that's why I have these questions. And keep in mind these questions I am making to you, I answer them myself. And it comes from a place of not only curiosity, but also to learn from your experience, if indeed is something that deep inside you have felt, and how big it was, and all guests have said something about this. So it is always this thing of music becomes our kid, we nurture it so much, and it's a little bit like becoming the lion. If someone does it armed, you want to defend it. So
exactly. Yeah. And it's one of those things. It's a thought, and it's also like nothing. There was definitely plenty of recognition. In hindsight, you think like everything that any of us have ever produced has led to the next thing. So you could see it in that way. But I remember, I feel like definitely when I think back of that project and the players, that I was so lucky to have Robert. This is before, he was as big as he is, and he wasn't producing these huge names. It was like, I don't even know how many other artists he had produced at that point. This was a long time ago. So, and Derek Hodge, who's like just doing incredible things. So just that, to kind of take advantage of that time and that sound was a very, very magical thing. But we definitely, it's out there, and it's people that have heard
there,
it,
and it keeps echoing. It keeps echoing celebration. It keeps echoing the celebration of quality and of what you guys did, because indeed there are certain magical projects that only exist because of that timing.
Right.
There you go. And for sure it fed, all the extra attention for later.
Sure.
But thank you for the sharing. It's also important to get a little bit these underlines of what might have been friction, and at one point you just let go, and it's fine. It's accepting. All right, connected with music and trending and this kind of thing of viral and whatever. In your opinion, what's the most overrated trend in music from the past 10 years?
Oh, interesting. First thing I'm thinking of is like these like a one hit, like a show, like a competition show to, like, I don't even watch them anymore, but what is it, like America's Got Talent, or
TV.
I guess that's not really, you're talking about on a viral thing, which I'm kind of not really involved in, so I don't know if I'm
not talking about viral, but I'm talking about from the nowadays situation where it led us through these 10 years. It has been such a big development on what I feel, this urgency that we artists feel to feed the demanding of fast production.
Okay, sure. I guess,
for me, that's one of the things that upsets me. For instance, the fact that any song that can go on radio has to be shorter than 3 minutes, which is impossible within the
Yeah.
jazz I like doing.
Right.
Or I don't know, like artificial intelligence being used so much, distorted sound, minimal music. So many. I don't like kuduro and kizomba, but that's me. You see, these
Yeah.
are trends. So is there
Sure.
anything that I respect and that surely you respect of existence, but that doesn't resonate with you and that is somehow very celebrated among, I don't know, the outside world?
I have to say there's so much of it is just it exists and I'm not a part of it at all. So
Which is good.
so I'm like I don't even know what's happening and not that I don't care about it, but I do have a young son. So but see he's 10. So if you ask me this when he gets in this, oh God, I'm not ready for the world of him being on social media, then I'll know more of what's happening. But for him, it's like, he's not on TikTok. He's not on anything to like know what's happening. So that's a harder question for me to answer. I guess maybe when things, something I can relate to that I don't do is like the need for something to have like a visual, teaser, a feeder, like something 30-second, visual along with your music. That it's a beautiful thing if you're really into it and you have your setup and you want to be on camera. But to me at this point in my life, I'm like, I don't know if I can keep up with the need for there to be something, the visual content, I'll do my best, but that might be.
Well, that's a good answer, really, because nowadays almost everything has to match an image.
Exactly.
And art, it expresses something, and it should give imagination to others.
Yeah,
thank you.
And
That's a good answer.
Again, it's beautiful when people do it well. I'm like, that is so cool. But I think then I go to back when we were talking of the self-doubt of like, but how can I do this? I have so much to learn, or so it's the whole cycle. But that I'll try my best to keep up with that, but I haven't done a great job so far. But
all right, and we have arrived to the very last question, which is, when you're not making music, what's your favorite thing to do, Gretchen?
Oh, well, when I'm not making music, I mean, I being with my family, being married, to a wonderful person. Mark is a wonderful person. Our son is our joy. So just being with family and spending time together is, I don't need to do anything else, really. If I couldn't do anything else, I'd be completely content. But it's a nice balance, of course, to have the art. But we do it together. It's if we can travel together and be all together creating, that's wonderful. But I love family. I love family includes my cats. They're, if you can see, they're all around. But I can, spending time with them, getting outside in nature. Los Angeles is a beautiful place to you can, unless it's raining, you could hike, every day and feel amazing. I need to eat well. I need to move, move my body. But just really just enjoying my friends, enjoying my family, and the community that I have is really everything. I'm cozy. I'm a homebody. I go to bed early. I wake up early. That's my routine. Yeah.
How lovely. Thank you so very much.
Thank you
for this beautiful sharing. Oh, God bless you.
You too. Thank you for this. Yes.
Keep enjoying this beautiful life you create, connected with music, with your beautiful family, and is indeed finding always the balance and surfing that wave of, gracefully, of balancing life.
Absolutely. Thank you for this space. This is beautiful.
Thank you, Gretchen.